Yale Bulldogs, Cornell Big Red. They're tied to each other tonight for a game in a league that sports recruits individuals, right, with high IQs to their schools. Now, those recruits, they're typically basketball players, right? Yes, that's what we're talking about. But the high IQ doesn't necessarily belong to the game. It belongs to the kids. These are the future kings and queens of our nation that are going to lead our nation to better things, to a better world. And most of the people, most of the powers in these universities hold the station of that school above and beyond any result of a basketball game, right? Anyone who thinks otherwise is committing treason. So, back on point, the game itself, this matchup between Yale and Cornell tonight is the epitome of democracy, the epitome of our nation. It's the epitome of basketball in this backdrop, this station of basketball's history. Two teams couldn't be more different. That's what our nation's about. Two people couldn't be more different, yet they can, stand and compete and argue. And when it's all said and done, shake hands and walk away, I hope. We're supposed to be able to do that, right? These two teams are black and white, night and day. The matchup of Yale Cornell in the land of Ivy pits two hoops programs who are not difficult to tell apart. But we will tell apart at the end of the night is who is Ivy League's best team. I sincerely and passionately believe this, okay? And before I tell you, and I'm going to make this video short because I have a tendency to go long and talk about things that aren't basketball related sometimes. But do yourself a solid and hear the Wage Talk team is solid. Hit the subscribe button on your screen. Help us help you be organized, timely with your Wage Talk network products, those you desire. And this means receiving schedules for your favorite program host, favorite capper, your favorite talking head, as I am right now, just delivering you the simplistic announcement or their op-ed of a game night preview of what they believe is going to happen, how it's going to play out, right? Do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. Subscribe today. It only takes a minute. You won't be sorry. The Yale and Cornell preview is fitting as the difference I just outlined to you. As a nation, as a people, as how I view competing and what happens after the competition's over. That we have to live together. In league play, Yale leads the conference. They're the best offensive in efficiency. They're best on defense in efficiency. If there's a crack in the Bulldogs game night scheme, should I say, it's come with they aren't as defensively as elite as they were last year, and there's no reason not to be other than focus. Yale won the conference 2023 last year and did it with skill set and the ability to defend, to get stops, turning stops into successful offensive possessions. That game, that scheme, that style of play is starting to become Yale's again late in the season, tonight, of what it was all last year almost. That form of defensive prowess, an elite form, the troop, they get desired results by playing that style of basketball. And elite status typically applies to an elite defensive status, usually applies to a team. In this sense, with Yale, it starts and stops with the big man in the middle, and that would be if you're familiar with the gatekeeper, 7-foot Danny Wolf for Yale. Hoop fanatics know and understand the ability of Wolf. They do, especially those who followed international basketball. Wolf was a staple. He was a part of the last summer's FIBA under 20 games. And he showed his wares. He displayed his wares and his potential. That potential morphed into something much more tangible this year across a period of time. This season, it opened eyes. It opened my eyes. He became more than I thought he could be, and I was high on this kid. Wolf averages a 15-10, pretty big deal in Ivy. The necessity of being international, known and respected internationally as a basketball player, and being capable and services worth rendering or worth paying for come in versatility. It's a must. Wolf handles the ball like a grace of a point guard, man. He does so at 7 feet tall. He has a shot that's a rinse and repeat shot no matter where he's on the floor. Technically sound, excuse me, lose my voice. Wolf is the elephant on the hardcourt tonight. He is. Wolf will have a big game against a smaller, albeit faster, Cornell front court and backcourt. Yale's true blue advantages come in the form of defense, and that defense has come back. It really has. The ability to garner a 50-50 rebound is huge when you're playing Yale If you don't do that, you're going to be tormented, tortured, and ultimately probably destroyed. Cornell's season-long stats, the eye test, the squads prove beyond a doubt that they have to make some sacrifices tonight that they don't want to make. They're going to play fast, which makes Yale uncomfortable, but Yale still has the ability to dictate pace simply by making shots, which they can do. But every advantage, almost every advantage that I consider mission critical to winning and being better falls onto the stool in Yale's corner of the ring tonight. The Yale Bulldogs, they do enough. They hold Mannion. His length and athleticism can really, Cornell of the elite in the Ivy, Cornell is the only team that doesn't have a go-to guy. They say it's Mannion, but he only averages 13 a game. He needs to be averaging 20 if that was the case, especially on a team that doesn't have a go-to guy. But weighing the two variables, what do you want? Do you want laying points, albeit a small number, with a team that has to get everything has to go right for them to win? Or do you want the team that is getting a few points, that all they have to do is play their style of ball? I'll take Yale to play on the court with the future Kings and Queens, is to play on the Yale Bulldogs tonight. And the King's ransom, the reward of the King's ransom, comes to those who win. It will be the Yale Bulldogs. Thanks for dropping by.